This episode is sponsored in part by PTZ Optics. Why hire a camera operator when the control is in your hands? Visit ptzoptics.com for more information. And by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster TC1. Stun your viewers, not your accountant. Visit newtek.com for more information.
It's Thursday night, and you know what time it is. It's time for some game time. And, of course, we have... what? Oh, okay, he changed it. I was going to say, we had a joystick sitting in his seat there, and then he changed it on me. I didn't... Oh, that, yes.
This?
I didn't know what to do there. I was kind of like, where did he go?
Gone.
Yes.
There and it's gone.
We're gonna talk about that later today. But, hey, Glenn, it's good to see you here.
Yeah, as usual, I come very late. You know, per my contract,
Yeah,
I'm
of
the
course.
last person to show up.
Yeah, and that's
Busy
how it always
day.
is.
But hey, you know, tomorrow I actually took tomorrow off. So one day of peace and quiet tomorrow, hopefully.
Awesome. Well, before we get going here, we're going to get Bill on here, but I wanted to say hi to everybody in the chat room. We'll get going on that. Bill, what's going on? Wow, Bill.
Hey, everyone.
What's going on?
Happy Thursday.
Yes, sir. One day closer to the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got the slave driver. We've got the mistress of the arcade, Miss Jayde.
Wow, man, you're going to take that, Jayde?
Oh, she's going to take it. All right.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That's right. So let's get into this a little bit here. Folks, let me set the stage for you. I get a text message.
Right.
I get a text message earlier today
Oh, boy.
where she shows me a picture of her child in the ER, in a hospital bed. And so I was thinking she wasn't going to show up today. And she goes, no, she'll be fine. She's got some things going on. And I said to her, how many arcades did you make her carry? Because that's really what happened. I don't care what she tells you here in a few seconds. The arcade dropped on her, gave her a concussion. Tell him, Jayde. That's what really happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do run a little bit of arcade slave labor from time to time.
I knew it!
Yeah, so she's had a rough week, but she's doing okay. She's trucking right now, and we're going to be out there tomorrow with her, so.
Mm-hmm. She'll be back to moving arcades within 24
Yeah, I mean,
hours.
that's my main concern is I need to go out there to,
I know.
rush her out of the hospital so she can get back to work.
See, I'm telling you. And Glenn, you thought you had problems with your son.
I do.
Yeah, but at least you pay your son $1. She just gives.
That's
him a
right.
concussion.
I
That's
do.
right, that's right.
I got the best deal. I got the best deal with paying wages for home for chores, $1. and he thinks it's like, proper wages. $1
Yeah,
to wash a
ask
car,
my-
$1 to mop a floor.
Ask
Right.
my kids what their favorite game is. They'll tell you it's Bonk's Adventure.
TurboGrafx 16, baby.
But
All right, so we got a bunch of folks here in the chat room. We've got Adam Kalb, Endless One Up, Matt Astra's Gaming, Stephen M, Glenn's Retro Show. I know that guy. Wolf and Oz, Goofy Foot, Quantum. Who else do we got in here? I'm scrolling down. Al, if I missed your name, I do apologize. But welcome, guys. We really appreciate you showing up here tonight. We've got a fun-filled show for you tonight. At least I like to think so. So let's. Oh, I see Angel's in the chat room too. We can't forget Angel.
Angel's in.
Angel.
What's going on, buddy? Just in time
Thank
for
you,
some
Angel.
Arcade 1-Up news. Check this out.
Arcade 1-Up. News and notes.
All right, so this is the breaking news. One of our co-hosts, and I'm not going to name any names, is not a she-lion. She is a she-devil, okay? That's right. That deserves one of those. Okay, so this is what happened. Last night, my phone goes off about 12:30. Now, mind you, that I go to bed. I get up about 5:30 for work. It's no big deal. When it went off, I was like, and I'm like, my wife goes to me, she goes, "Who the heck is messaging you this late?" I'm like, either somebody's dead or somebody's going to die. And so I went and I checked, and it's Jayde, and she's putting on there. She goes, "You're probably playing your Legends Ultimate," and then followed up by, "Hey, it's 2:00 in the morning. Walmart just put out the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm sorry for texting you so late, but like, go get it." So I don't know if I was just like half asleep or whatever. So I'm like, oh, all right, I'm going on there.
What he forgot to preface it with is every time there's a pre-order for this, he's texting me and he's like, "Oh, I'm just sitting here and I got it in my cart, but I just
15
can't
times
pull the trigger. You know what? You convinced me not to." And I'm like, "You really need to get it." And he's like, "I just can't."
So wait, it gets better. So I tried to go through with it. Long story short, I didn't end up getting it. But, okay, I did end up seeing this today at Walmart. And I ended up picking up the Simpsons cabinet. And you're probably like, well, okay, there's no big news there that the Simpsons cabinet's been out.
This is also my fault.
This was $199. This is like,
Wow.
This was like a steal, for this, right? Okay.
Hey, I think Mike of all trades got one too.
So wait, I call up Jayde because we were talking about her daughter in all seriousness, and I was like, okay, so I said, talk me off a ledge, and she's like, what? And I said, they have this for $199, and she goes, buy it. I'm like, you're supposed to talk me off a ledge. So I ended up buying it, but $199. I mean, that's a steal, right? I mean, you can't get this for this price.
Steven, you have to realize by this point we're all enablers. Nobody's ever going to talk you out of buying.
I'm starting to see that here, but this is my first machine with the coin doors. Like I said, I mean, it's a decent machine. I was playing bowling. We're going to put Glen's trackball in it because I'm not a fan of that trackball. That's just pure garbage. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just terrible. But my son was playing with it. He helped me put it together. But I thought for that price, like, you couldn't beat it. And
for $199, it is absolutely an impulse. Buy it. You should have bought two.
Well, here, I was going to put it out there. You all can still.
Simpsons bowling is so fun, though.
You can still get it. It's $199 still here on Walmart. And some people were saying it was sold out. It's not sold out. It's $199. I pulled it up right before the show. So if you want it, now's the time to get it. I'll put the link that I have here in the chat room if you want to pick it up.
Seriously, that's a good deal.
For $199, guys. Like,
yep.
I mean, even if you mod it, even if you don't want it as a Simpsons.
No, right.
But Simpsons bowling and The Simpsons is both really fun. But Simpsons bowling is one of those really fun games that you can be competitive and have fun with. I mean, me and my kids play it all the time.
My favorite bowling is actually on the Neo Geo, the Neo bowling. That's actually, I love that game.
Oh yeah.
Glenn,
but it wasn't on. It was not on the MVS, but you can hack it. But
there you go,
Glenn.
Glenn.
Surprise wasn't there.
Yes, I've got it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I've got it on my MVSX.
You have the trackball on the MVSX?
No, she got the Neo bowling.
Oh.
But what's it called? I
thought it was the Neo.
There's Neo Turf Masters, that's golf, and then
Major
bowling is
League Bowling, something like that.
League Bowling, yeah, League Bowling.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Oh, wait a second.
The guy's face. I put up.
Yeah.
They just did change it. It was set to $199 right before the show. Look, it went. I just refreshed the page.
Not worth it.
Oh.
Steven, you advertised it, and now you caused it to change it. Blame Steven.
$459. There's no way I would pay that for that.
No way.
$299. $299.
No, you know what? If you notice, you look under where the buy was. It says sold by Twine LLC, so that's not even a Walmart, fulfilled by Walmart.
Oh yeah, but wait a second.
It must have sold.
It might still be in
mine.
The Walmart one.
No. Oh yeah, because I was gonna say mine was from Walmart because I literally bought it online and I picked it up. It was $199.
Yeah, they must have sold
so
out.
good thing you listen to Jayde, isn't it, Steven? Isn't it a good thing you listened to Jayde, Steven?
Yes. I was hoping she would talk me out of it, so I wouldn't end up going and buying it. So listen, guys, I apologize.
Okay, here Steven prefaces everything with, okay, I really have been wanting this one, but it's on sale right now, so I
can't pry my wallet open. Darn it!
Please talk me out of it, and I'm like, okay, just get it.
I can't pull
like that. What's that meme with the emperor? Yeah.
It's your content, Steven. Buy it. Buy it, Steven. Do it. You'll regret it if you don't, Steven. Do it.
And Raymond in the chat room, Raymond is saying the old Golden Tee is $4.99, and depending on who you talk to, that might not be a bad thing. A lot of the guys are saying that the new XL is not something anybody should buy. There's a lot of, I know P-Dubs had an issue with the PCB dying like a day after he got it. Yep. So I don't know if I would, I don't know if that's something I would venture on just yet, but that's just me. So, but yeah, that was our Arcade 1-Up news. Is there anything else that anybody wants to add to any of this besides that? Never ask Jayde's opinion.
No,
on a cabinet.
You always ask Jayde's opinion if you're on the fence and really do want it, because she'll push you over the edge. If you want to buy something and don't really want to buy it, talk to me. I'll talk you out of it.
Yeah, you always talk us out of it. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I got that notification on my Marvel vs. Capcom 2 from Walmart, so I'm steadily watching that to see if it's going to ship, because today's Thursday and it just went off today. So I feel like it might ship out by Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, maybe.
Monday or Tuesday. So Jayde, everybody's got to follow her on her YouTube channel and her social medias like Twitter, because she will post it while she's stalking with her binoculars out her window as the FedEx guy comes up. She'll be waiting for him to leave. And
True
then
story, I actually have a TikTok.
Well, yeah, and a TikTok. And then what she's going to do, folks, she's going to go get her youngest daughter, and she's going to tell her, go out there and put it on your back, carry that sucker in here, so Mom can put it together. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
And then she'll be back in the ER. Listen, don't anybody call any child services. That's not really what happens. We're just messing around here. I don't need people going like, dang, man, she's like abusing her kid or something. No, we're joking around. She had a serious ailment. So, but I'm trying to make light of it. Anyways, let's transition a little bit here into, I like that, some AtGames news.
AtGames news and notes.
All right, guys. So earlier this week, AtGames started shipping out. My pre-order actually went out here of my Bit LCD. I got this, I think it was last Friday, and I was following Wagner from Wagner's Tech Talk. I followed his videos on how to get this all set up and add some artwork. But guys, Glenn, Bill, Jayde, I mean, the camera doesn't do this justice. As long as the artwork is good, this thing's phenomenal. Like, I don't say that much about a lot of different products, but I mean, I was really impressed with this for what it was.
Now, what did they charge you for that?
This is, I think it was $3.99. Well, no, I bought it last year for, what is it, Nod Day or whatever. I think it was on sale. I forget what it was, like $320 or something like that.
You're saying now it's $400 just for
I think it is $3.99 now. Yeah, I forget what it is now. But
I mean, it looks nice.
Is that an IPS screen?
Oh, it's got to be.
Yes.
OLED?
It is OLED, yes.
I mean, for $3.99, it better be OLED.
Yeah, I mean, it does look nice. Yeah. Me personally, I have the the regular pixel display on there, which it's okay.
That's nice too.
That it is. I mean, that looks really. It does. I saw your video and I saw P-Dub's video. It looks really, really good. But at $3.99 just for that,
it is.
When they have the next sale, it'd be a buy. It's a little hard for that price, but
it is.
But for the Legends Ultimate, it really is the Swiss Army knife of machines. So again, you can add it. You don't have to add it, but you can really do a lot of cool things with it. For me personally, the downside to the Legends is how many times you got to log back in, or every time you do a firmware update, you got to redo all of your games you put on there. It drives me nuts, so I give up on all that stuff. But if you keep up on it, I mean, it's really a nice Swiss Army knife machine, and that screen does look nice. Get the price down a little bit more.
So Adam said it was $275. That's what it was then during
$275. I would say
but
that's
that was
a pretty
during
good deal.
but that was during nod time, if I'm not mistaken.
But it took
So
me a
that
year
was-
to get it.
I really
Yes.
want to get a Legends Ultimate.
I'm actually contemplating, like, so I have a version 1.0 and there's a version 1.2 that's out, 1.2. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that I can't hook up external HDMI to capture. But with a lot of the core devices that are out there now for doing tutorials and things, I don't really need to hook it up anymore to the Legends cabinet. I can hook it up to the little hockey puck
See,
devices.
it's not really the Ultimate anymore. It's a little less than the Ultimate now. They keep taking pieces off of it.
So
it's almost Ultimate.
but now they've been slipping out. I don't know. People in the community have said, like, if you go to Sam's Club, the 1.3 hardware is in there, which is like a bump in the processor and everything that you can get at Sam's Club, which is the 2023 version. So I'm actually
Rental
thinking.
Ralph should take a look at that. Maybe we'll find out it's got 12 Xeon cores in there and 500 gigabytes of RAM. Remember that?
I do remember that. He found
the
So, well, Jade, you were looking at it before, and you were saying it was close to $1,000. Like, I just looked at our Sam's Club for it was $569 for the 1.3.
Anything more than that is crazy. I'm still looking for that deal when the some Sam Clubs have had their pinball machine for like 300.
Yeah, there you go.
I definitely buy that for $359.
Well, Nod Day, I think
yeah.
they were like $4 something, weren't they? Like $4.59 or something like that. It's just that they charge you for shipping, so then you end up paying another
Yes.
$100.
That's why you got to get at Sam's. Bill, what about you? I mean, I know you're building your room. What's on your shopping list as of right now? Are you looking at any? I know you have the Gamer Pro. I can see it behind you.
Yeah, I keep going back and forth on whether or not I want the Ultimate. The pinball I want. That's the one I want more than anything. The Ultimate looks okay, but I don't know. I haven't really decided on that yet. Having said that, I agree with Glenn. I love the looks of that LCD. I just think $399 is a lot of money to ask for it.
Yeah,
it looks gorgeous. Don't get me wrong.
No,
it's gorgeous. I mean,
it's
if
phenomenal.
you say it looks better than the video,
It does.
Yours and P-Dubs, the videos look great. To say it looks better than that means it must really look good.
It's really, I don't know how to, and if you ask P-Dubs, like, the colors really pop off of it. Like, you got to remember here, I have arcade lights going on. I've got all this stuff going on in here, so it reflects off of the pixel, which kind of messes with the camera. But anybody that's in the chat room that has one could probably tell you it's very vibrant. Like, Jade, it's almost as vibrant as the MVSX screen. That's probably one of the most vibrant screens I've seen on a home arcade, was the MVSX one. So
I don't know. I kind of
You don't think so?
that the
The
I think
arcade?
that the newer BOEs are really actually a little bit more vibrant. I think that the MVSX screen, though, for the type of screen that it is, because it's technically like an LCD, that it's the most vibrant LCD screen that I've seen. Like, the colors really pop out on it. But I mean, if you go underneath it, you still get that screen washout.
So Adam Calvin there has a question for you. I'm going to put it up on the screen there for you.
What is the Gamers Pro?
So the Gamer Pro is what Bill has right behind him, right there, Bill. If you want to point that to her, or you can pick it up there. That works too.
Oh yeah, no, I can't do those.
And it has a
Can't
little
do
puck
those.
to it that you hook to your TV.
It's actually
Yeah.
really nice. I got the Coin Ops X running on it. I like it.
Yeah, you can put
Yeah.
like coin
Those are
ops X.
cool. They're cool, but I can't. I have to have it attached to something. Like, I have to. I don't know if it makes sense to you. I'm weird like that when it comes to like arcade joysticks and buttons. Yeah.
Well, ultimately, I want to get. They sell a pedestal.
Oh
You
yeah,
put it
buy
on?
stuff.
Yeah,
Buy
a
stuff store has it.
pedestal's a good
I
one.
want to get that and put that in front of the TV I'm going to have in my game room, and that's how I'll set it up to play it ultimately.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Jade, I got a question. I got a question for you.
Okay, if it's you wanting to know if you should buy an
No,
arcade,
no, it's
one
not
of the
about me
cabinets,
buying
the answer is
anything.
yes.
No. So I didn't know that you had like a twin sister. we've been scouring the internet. We found that you actually have a twin sister.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You know, she was born with a bigger head than I was.
Yeah, Glenn, I don't know what he's doing, but I guess he found that, and he's pretending to be you, but we can't hear him. So if he's talking, we don't hear him. But he was pulling that up.
That's like Glenn's. It's his pretty much his favorite all-time clip of any content that I've ever made.
It was a good meme. It was. Wow, Bill don't need no cabinet, says Goofy Foot in the chat room. The Queen of Hearts. Here, I'll pull that up for you. When does the AtGames tabletop pinball come out? I believe they were shooting for November, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong in that? I thought that's what was stated on National Owners Day. If not, it might even be October, to be quite frank.
I was thinking it was October. I thought it was mid-October.
It might be October now that I think about it, because I'm thinking we were in October. I'm getting my new bed in October, so I'm like, I can't wait for October to come, like, so then I won't have as many back problems. But it's not coming till the 26th of October, so I'm like, man, come on, hurry up. I never thought I'd be excited about a bed, but now that's how you know you're getting older.
True.
Excited about a mattress and a bed. You just think of the back problems going away. So, but anyways, guys, check it out. Listen, I'm not trying to sell you on this Legends or the BIP LCD, but if you're looking and you have the means to do it, I'm telling you, none of the videos out there can do.
A man from Shillington.
I'm not shilling this. Listen. This is something that I would even put on the arcade 1-ups if you could hook it up to it, and I would change all the marquees because it's that vibrant compared to like any of arcade 1-ups light up marquees. Now Angel does a pretty darn good job of making his pretty vibrant. I'm not gonna lie. I mean he's really. Jayde, you can even back me up on that one, and Glenn.
Angel does incredible work, and I'm super excited because he's got something in the works for me that it's going to be really cool.
Glenn's gagged. Glenn, if it helps you, it looks like you're using the virtual microphone. I don't know if that's. Oh
my lord! This my whole system.
Oh, there you go. You got your audio is back. What is he doing?
I have no idea anymore. I have no idea what's going on.
Look at it, it's all like going.
Oh my god!
His user power is gone.
I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, his. Do we have Wild Bill in the house tonight? P-Dub wants to know.
Wait till later.
we have a really good segment from Wild Bill later tonight. I think you all will enjoy. Hopefully, Glenn's having video problems. So I want to make sure.
It only took us 25 minutes to go off the rails. Not too bad.
Hey, listen, that's what makes this fun and getting ready for the weekend, right? What we want to do, we're going to talk some iiRcade here because there's some huge breaking, earth-shattering announcements that happened over the weekend, last weekend, at their brewing game. I think that's what it was called. But, Bill, I'm going to have you talk about that just in a second.
iiRcade. News and notes.
I'm going to come in here and we're going to talk a little bit about iiRcade. Bill and Glenn, I'll get you guys up on the screen. Bill, let's start with you. What was your takeaway from this past weekend?
Everyone was drunk.
Well, that's kind of obvious.
Did you want more than that?
I wanted more than that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, Glenn, were you drunk on that too?
Actually, I was probably the only person sober on that entire broadcast. There were 10 sheets to the wind, I think.
Oh my gosh. You know what? The stuff they announced though was actually really, really great. I think it's very exciting news. This initiative, this third-party initiative, I think it's going to open a lot of doors for them. Glenn obviously being, the first one here, and of course the Sinden light guns. But I think I think you're going to see more manufacturers jump on board and want to make stuff for this as time rolls on, for sure. But just with the announcement they had,
wait a second here. They just announced this stuff, and you're already trying to put Glenn out of business?
No.
Oh my, Glenn, you see this guy?
No.
I know where he lives. He's not far. But he's right. That's the whole point. He's absolutely right, though. I mean, he was still talking. I was just agreeing with him.
That's okay. You can agree with me anytime you want.
Have you guys seen that commercial with Chris Farley and Adam Sandler, the Schmitz Gay commercial? I was thinking that iiRcade could use that to market like their next big product, basically like a bunch of beer bottles shooting all over the place, some arcade machines, water splashing all over it, sweaty guys and swimming.
Well, they definitely had it there that night, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness.
So
they were having some technical problems, but I think that might have been, Goldschlager might have caused those technical problems.
Glenn,
wild turkey.
John has my number. He could have reached out and said, "Hey, can you come out to Chicago? Bring your portable rig. You have tons of cameras you can bring with you. You have microphones. You can do this up right as if we were sitting in a studio. We can capture the video live, right from the cabinets instead of pointing some screens at it. Could have interviewed people on the floor. Glenn, you and I could have driven out, and we could have ran it. And all they would have to do is put us up in a hotel. That's it. That's all we're asking.
I would have slept on the floor of that place. To be quite honest, man. That'd be fine.
Just give us a place to sleep. We could have done that.
I saw Kongs was crashed on some floor in a room somewhere. He was out cold.
No, he was sleeping on the porch.
Oh, the porch, even better.
He passed out on the porch.
I heard there was
some, as long as you didn't have to share the bed with like 3 guys.
I saw some pictures with that too.
There was some unreleased video footage of some craziness going on
YouTubers
out
Gone
there.
Wild, episode 1.
Do you have that? This is the Jayde breakdown session. Bill, what was your big takeaway though from the announcements? If you had to put one thing that you were super excited about from that announcement, just because Glenn's here, you don't have to shill for him. Just call it right down the middle.
Wolf.
Yeah.
You know what? In all honesty, it was the Sinden light guns. I do think that was a big announcement for them. I think that's going to be a game changer for them being able to do that. And I love Operation. I think Operation Wolf's a great game. It's a great first game for them to get. I could see them doing more. I did.
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh man. What's interesting? I've been seeing a lot of people reacting to this on Facebook, on Reddit, and whatever, and especially a lot of Gen 1 cab owners are really kind of upset about the light gun thing, being that it's USB only at this point. And a couple of things with that. First off, I do believe down the line somebody will come up with one that can be done through Bluetooth. Maybe not. Maybe Sinden. Maybe not Sinden. Maybe somebody else. Maybe Glenn will figure something out. Knowing him,
I can't confirm or deny.
But I do think that's going to come. But if I could offer them one piece of advice, when you release Operation Wolf, have an option in there for people who don't have a light gun. You're going to have trackballs. Put a reticle on there and let people be able to play them with a trackball, or even with the joystick. Let people be able to enjoy those games, even if they can't get the guns right away.
Yeah, without saying too much, I think that is something that would potentially maybe kind of sort of make sense at some point.
He can't confirm or deny, folks, but read between the lines. He's telling you it's coming, so just be patient and hold on. There, he didn't say it. I said it.
Just keep remembering. One of their main goals is to make sure that the gold experience as well as the classic experience can have. God, this is only $10. Same $15 experience between them. Now, again, I said it in the video, with John, that there's definitely challenges when going over Bluetooth.
Yeah,
and we're going to try and
delay.
minimize that. Yeah. It's unavoidable. Anytime you're going from wire to a wireless, there's always going to be some type of lag.
Duck Hunt
But
wasn't perfect either.
Right, but it can be mitigated. I mean, again, when we look at the pinball machines, most people say, "Oh, the pinball's fine," but you put it under a 100, 200 frame per second camera, you're going to pick up delays. So I will say that when it comes to technology, when it comes to way to play the games, Bill's right. I mean, light gun is optimal, but there are other ways that could simulate that. Number one, but also. When people keep saying there's no such thing as a Bluetooth light gun or light gun technology, I wouldn't say that's completely true. I will say that people have to just wait, like anything else. Announcements are made, and that's the hard thing because people want to know what's coming out next, right? So you put these little tidbits, you sprinkle little tidbits on the people like pixie dust, and they start picking it apart. Where maybe it's better you don't announce anything.
I want to know now. I want to know yesterday.
Well, that's the thing. That's the double-edged sword because they are working on a lot of things, and we're working on a ton of things. I can tell you that right now, a ton of things. And I am involved, which is no shock to people at this point. I hope.
Shill.
That, I am a partner of. Well, that too. I'm a partner with Sinden. I'm a partner with Sinden.
Where's your
Sinden
hat?
We are working. I don't have one.
Why not?
I don't know. I really don't know.
What about Sinden shirt?
I don't have that either.
Oh my! You're not a partner.
But I am working on stuff with them, and I'm saying that we're putting not only mechanical things behind it, but technology behind it as well. So again, people just have to wait a little bit. We can't give answers now because there's a lot of logistics still has to happen behind. We have to get approvals from obviously Sinden as well, because it's it's their baby. It's no different than licensing Space Invaders from Taito or Star Wars from Atari. There are certain loopholes you have to go through. And we're working on a lot of projects. And I'm telling you, just everyone calm down. Zhang is very, he's very in with the crowd. He wants people to have that same. I got to start with Thoris to get a word of an experience. It's costing me money here.
Yeah.
But
they want to know. Robert wants to know. He says, "Wait a second." He's like, "What's the problem with Bluetooth? I mean, an Xbox controller works over Bluetooth."
Yep, it does. But again, if you took a game and you put it on Bluetooth with Xbox controllers, and that's absolutely true. It depends on Bluetooth. Depends how hard, how well it's coded. All these things have to be taken into account. So that's hardware side. It's software side as well. There's compensation that have to be taken on both sides. So. Again, if you take the best Bluetooth controller and you put it up against a wired controller will always win hands down. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's still translation from going from the mechanical to converting it to a signal, then being decoded and go to the machine. Now, we're still talking electrons at light speed, yeah, but it may not be perceivable. Like I was even saying in Zhang's stream, I said most people may not even notice this lag, but some people might. It just depends on how people are familiar with the game. If you play the game like Operation Wolf, like I did, I'm sure you guys have as well, because Operation Wolf in the arcade, you know the fluidity of it, you remember it, but someone new to the game will have no concept of it, and they'll think it's absolutely perfectly fine. So I'm just trying to be as honest as I can be. When you're going from a wired technology to a wireless technology, it's always going to be, you're going through another layer. And anytime you're going with another layer, there's going to be a lag. And again, we're trying to minimize that. And we'll make sure it's as imperceptible as possible. But I'm also going to be honest. I've always been honest with everyone out there. I'm just letting you know that that's something there. Now, will it detract from the game?
Right.
I don't think so. But again, there's always going to be those few people that, I have it under 1200 frames a second, and look, it did move when I moved.
Well, then you need to talk to your buddy over there. What's his name? He does all the Raspberry Pi videos and such. Oh, ETA Prime. Go talk to ETA Prime. Make sure.
I've talked to him quite a few times.
Tell him not to be so critical. But before
people, we're just trying to be honest. I'm trying to be honest with the product and set expectations as well. When you have something that's hardwired, it's always going to be better. But we're trying to make sure that the legacy owners of the cabinet have the same
experience. Say it.
Thanks. Just
say
$5. Just $5. That they have that is possible. Because again, there's a lot of owners out there that are very loyal. They have these cabinets, and we want to make sure they can play the same type of games. Now, with that being said, initially it may be that Sinden is only available for the gold and something else will come later.
You can't do that
there will
because Jayde just got a machine and it's a version
I
1, and
know.
she's going to be
I mean,
mad
you
if
come
she
after
can't
me.
run all this stuff. I'm
But
just telling you.
If it's not available when it's at launch, there will be other ways to play the game. In fact, all these games have multiple different ways to play that game, depending on how you want to do it. You can use joystick, use trackball, use a spinner, use Sinden. There'll be all these different ways to do it. But you have to give us time. The gold candidates are just getting out there. They've just been released. We're working on. This is my secondary, prototype here. I always get the camera backwards when I do this. This is why.
No, you're good. Go right there. Right like that. Right like that.
So we have this here, and we have some, future expansion going on over here, and what's on this side, and over here.
Steering wheels.
So you can give me a quick look for the bottom. Here you go. There's a quick look at the bottom. There you go. That was the bottom. And we want to make sure everything here is the way people want it to be. But again, I'm going to say it, and I have no problem saying it, that wireless will always have a latency. Maybe lag's not the right word. There's a little latency.
You're right with the latency.
You're going to have.
Because you have that with video. That's why I always tell people be hardwired when you're doing shows like this.
Right.
I want to get back to this, talking about this here, but I want to give a shout out real quick. She goes around to almost every stream that she likes, and she will cheerlead. One of the biggest cheerleaders here, we got Rhea. If you guys have not subscribed to her channel, go do it, because I think Jayde will agree, and Glenn and Bill. She will come out to the show, and she will be thank you, Glenn, the #1 cheerleader here. We really appreciate you. Yes, she does a lot of gameplay.
She's fun to watch.
Very engaging. So put that out there. Sorry, that was our little commercial. We shilled for her. Glenn, you may continue about the iiRcade.
Oh.
Well, basically, it's just
What was that?
No, okay. Can I just say something really quick, though?
You can say whatever you want.
Here is... Oh, I can? Oh. All right.
Well, just remember, Glenn's within earshot, so just be careful. Just how you say it.
No, I think that one of the things is, okay, think about Apple. Apple basically does, once a year they have their event, and then their product, basically launches like within 2 weeks after their event. And it's like the whole time everybody's speculating on what's going on. The community speculates about everything, and blah blah blah, leaks this and that. But nobody really knows until the Apple event. And I think that if you're going to hold an event where you're doing a product reveal, it should be done in a way to where you're not giving anybody time in between the time that you announce it to releasing it to wonder how things are working and all this other, like the mechanics of it and stuff. Like, don't breadcrumb people. Don't breadcrumb the community and then have this discombobulated event where you're talking about these new product lines. And I mean, to be fair, like I couldn't even hear what Glenn was really saying. And like there was all these audio issues and stuff. And so now here we are. And, we know we know what to expect kind of, but, there's still no fine line details on all this stuff. And I think that it would have worked better if they would have done it in a way to where, hey, we're just going to hold off and not say anything until we're like 2 weeks to a month away from releasing this thing. Because, and I feel like the same thing kind of happened with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because, and just a quick example, like they were letting all this stuff out and people are like, oh my God, it's not working right. It's not going to work. It's going to run like crap. And, it may not be working correctly. We don't know, because now everybody's making all these speculations on it. So if you're going to do a big product reveal or release a new line of products or sponsored products, I think the smart thing to do from a marketing perspective and a business perspective is to be ready and to bring it all at once the right way and then release it, be ready to release it. But don't do this thing where you're breadcrumbing and then you do kind of like this half-assed release and then everybody's just kind of like, oh, well, we kind of know what's going on.
And ladies
I'm
and
going to
gentlemen,
do another product reveal right now on the show. Right now.
ladies and gentlemen, that was Truth with Jayde.
We should do a segment like that. Jayde's Corner. We should do that.
How about Jayde's Absolute Truth?
There we go. It works. So I'm going to show us off real quick. I've had this sitting in here for about a year and a half.
Oh well, I could use it in my Tron here.
know,
I've offered you money for it.
I see Kong's in the chat. I've been talking about. This is our Tron. This is our Tron analog stick. Also, could be considered a 49-way stick, but this is it right here. Again, we don't know if we're going to be releasing it at all, but we've had it. It's a prototype. It's been here forever. That's it. Product reveal, right here in Game Time.
You've had it forever. No big deal.
Yep. Well, there was no real reason for it.
Does it have the block button?
Analog joystick. But now that
does it have the block button?
NFL Blitz came out. I'm sure the controls will break. So maybe we'll release it.
Block button.
We'll have it.
Block button. Does it have the block? Does it have the block button?
It's got a trigger, so you can trigger.
No. On the where the thumb, the Tron block.
Look, you can have that here.
Oh well, that's not on the one that you just showed.
Well, no, because this came out recently. This we've had at my house for over a year and a half. It's the old stick. Come on, Steven, keep up.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Jeez, doesn't pay attention.
I'm trying. It's hard. I got a lot to do here. Listen,
he just keeps all his sticks lying around.
Yeah, I see that. He plays with sticks all the time.
You know what? Actually,
look at see. This is how much Glenn loves Tron. Look at this. So Kongs is saying here in the chat room. He goes, "I see a ton of uses. Arcade analog flight."
Well, that's, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, this is originally before. This is how far this goes back. This was originally designed for Richie Knuckles, originally. I can't tell you what he was working on, but, it kind of fell through. But he needed a Tron stick that was analog. Two, actually. So I actually have two of these prototypes around. It was going to be used, in two sticks analog. But I can't tell you what he was working on. I don't know if that deal fell through or if it's just been really delayed. So that's why we never really released it. It was supposed to be announced with the product he was working on.
Wait. Jayde, weren't you just talking about, throwing these little niblets out there and tidbits out there? And doesn't Glenn just go out there and just start throwing, oh, I can't talk about this. I can't talk about that. See? See? There we go. Right from the chat room. Listen, on that note, we are going to take a look at today's Make or Break.
Make or break.
Hey guys, it's time for that favorite segment that you guys all know and love, and we are here in my game room and we're in the console room, and it's time for another segment of Make or Break. In this segment, normally what we discuss is, did the game make or break a system? I want to switch it up on us this week and ask the question, did this item make or break your expectations? Let's take a look at today's Make or Break. The envy of every kid in the 1990s, the Power Glove from Nintendo. What are your thoughts? Did this make or break the product?
The Power Glove for your Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you and the games are one. Power Glove. Everything else is child's play.
All right, guys. Was this device a fail? Was it a make or a break? Glenn, we'll start with you this week.
Well, that's a tough one because, I know the history of that Power Glove.
No, it's not.
Where the technology came from. And, there was some really, really advanced technology that they got down to a consumer price point. Sadly, it didn't work as well as it could or should have. But, man, it looks so bad.
That's what everybody's saying. It's junk. It's broken.
Well,
is so bad.
that's the problem. You know, there were some faults in converting it from. It was really an industrial device that they got down to a consumer level. So sadly, I would say it didn't fare very well, but it was also way too early. I mean, the technology that was used in it was still very advanced for the time, but it wasn't matured enough. In today's world, with an Oculus Rift, I think it'd be better. But
Well,
it was a failure product, unfortunately.
All right, before we go any further, just so everybody knows, I bought that second hand for $50.
Yeah, shut up. Shut up, Steven!
Because the guy didn't know if it worked. I even got the manual for it. He didn't have the box, but he had the manual for it, which the manual is actually harder to find than the box. So I'm working on getting a box. But he's like, I don't know if it works. But he wanted 100. I said, well, since you don't know if it works, for $50, I could just at least hang it on my wall. It's a cool piece of history. He's like, okay, we'll do $50. And I bring it home and I hooked it up, and my son was playing Punch Out with it. He thought it was the coolest thing because he could, did the Mike Tyson's Punch Out with it. I have a video up on social media. But Jayde, you said, is it a make or break?
I think Nintendo broke it by not doing right by the hardware, and Glenn kind of gave like the spiel on it. But yeah, it just wasn't developed enough, and so it's definitely Nintendo broke it, yeah. So it's a break.
All right, Bill, make or break.
All right, so I know everybody remembers the movie The Wizard with this in it, but I'm gonna bring up another one. If you have not seen the movie 8-Bit Christmas on
my
HBO,
God.
you have to watch that movie. And there's a scene in there where the rich kid who has everything gets the Power Glove, and he's trying to play with it, and it's not work. You have to see that scene. That scene tells you everything about this device and how
it is
awful
true to life. It is
so
true to life.
Watch if you have not watched. First, it's a great movie anyway. It's a lot of fun if you remember Nintendo back in the day. Watch it. But yeah, this was a total break. This thing did not live up to the hype. I mean, they made it seem like you were saying about like the Oculus and everything, like it was going to be a virtual hand that you could do almost anything with, and it just never lived up to it at all.
For the price that I paid, I thought it was good. I mean, I wanted it as a kid. I think all of us can agree, if you were a Nintendo fan, when you saw the Wizard and you wanted this glove. But then I got it, and it was like a cheap piece of fabric underneath this plastic, and I was like, when I got it, I'm like, people actually paid $100 and some back then for this thing. Like,
well, seriously, you should look up the history of the glove, because the company and all the technology behind it was really, really solid. And even converting it down to that level was really solid, but there was just issues with the the infrared zoning and stuff like that, and having to punch in a different code for like almost every game. It looks cool doing it.
The problem that I have now is getting
the software just was underdeveloped.
Right.
Yeah, the problem I have now is getting that sensor around the big TV. Like, you can't get it. Like, it'll only work good in a certain area. Like on a 65-inch TV, you're only going to take that top right corner because of the way it is. So.
Now, weren't they also like low supply when they came out too? So wasn't it like a Cabbage Patch thing where whatever price they were, people were paying like 10 times that to get one at some point?
I never had it as a kid, so my parents always said it was too expensive and you could never find it.
I played it at the rich kid's house.
Yeah, I mean, same with Rob the Robot. Unless you got it in like the Rob pack, like I still want to get a Rob the Robot, and not to play
I got
with
it in launch. I was in New York, so I got a launch edition. It was out.
The one with Rob or the Power Glove?
Oh no, with Rob.
Oh,
I got my Rob.
Okay.
And you know what? I only got Gyromite on it, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Also a pain in the ass, but pretty cool.
So the rich kid. So the rich kid is this guy right here.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there we go. No, I actually had a Rob set that I had bought later, like when I was like 18 or 19, and I found it. Oh,
what did you say last week?
You have jokes this evening, Glenn.
Oh, he's sucking up.
But but thank you. Anyways, so I bought one when I was like 18 or 19, and I got it for about $120, but it was complete in box with, Rob, all the little gyro things, and I think 2 games, and it even had the receipt from Toys R Us, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that for $120.
Yeah, for real.
And then,
Rob is cool. It's
right
cool.
before I joined the military, I sold it.
No, did you really?
Yeah. I'm sad pandas about that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find a good Rob. All of them have like that fade, that yellowish on it. Or
Well, you can retrobite it.
I know you can,
Mine
but I don't want to
twice
take it apart.
years for his shoulders that came out and his arms dropped like down. But I fixed him up, and he's still going strong. And the music I love the music in Gyromite.
I have Gyromite complete in box, the game. I just need to get Rob complete in box, and I'll be.
The other game is really hard to get.
Stack Glove Ball.
No, Stack It.
Oh, Stack It?
Rob, yeah. It's like almost impossible to get nowadays. I should have bought it.
Have you ever seen Cinemassacre, Angry Video Game Nerd? Like his thing with Rob?
That was a good episode, but I'll be honest. What's his name now? Chris Norris, who was the iiRcade gamer, did a couple with him in it, and they were pretty funny too.
Oh yeah.
They made up. Those 2 guys made up. They had a big bromance, a big. This at first, now they love each other.
Yeah.
So, on that note, with old technology, let's get away from the older gaming system and let's see what's on deck with our buddy Endless One Up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Nice to see you here watching some Game Time. Let's talk about what I've been playing on my Steam Deck for a second. So I've been playing some Contra Collection. I played some of the Castlevania Collection. I love these collections. These collections are amazing because I love Castlevania, I love Contra, and I will continue to give my money to them until the end of time. Alright, we got Contra, we got Super Contra. This is Contra 1988 NES, and the first one is 1987, the arcade, if you were wondering why there's 2 Contras. And then we have Contra 1988 Famicom. We have Super Contra again for the 1990 NES. Contra 3, the Alien Wars. This is 92 Super NES. And then we got the Game Boy 1991 Operation Contra. And then we got Contra Hard Corps. This is a 1994 Genesis game. And then we got Super Probot Tector Alien Rebels, whatever the heck kind of dumb name that is. Oh, it's Super NES European. What's a Probot Tector? Whatever. Someone tell me what a Probot Tector is. And then we got the Probot Tector. What is this? I don't even know this. I guess that's what they called them. We got a bonus book and we got bonus Japanese versions. So it's pretty cool. You get a lot of stuff in this. So this is what I've been playing. That's Contra Collection. Thanks for checking out the video. Get back to Game Time. Thanks. Peace.
If you guys only knew what goes on behind the scenes when these videos are playing, that's a show in itself. I'm just going to be quite honest with you. But thanks a lot, Mr. Dan over there.
We may have to release a blooper reel at some point.
We might have to record that. Guys, if you're not subscribed, go over to Dan's channel, and you can put the link in the chat room, Dan, if you'd like. Mr. Endless One Up, go subscribe with all the Stream Deck.
And he is having a really cool 1,000 sub giveaway where you can earn a chance to win a free Steam Deck. So go sub and see what his giveaway is all about.
All right. So, Mr. Bill, we have a segment from you. Do you kind of want to, Mr. Wild Bill, do you want to kind of preface this? What's going on with this?
I think it probably speaks for itself, but, there's been a lot of talk lately about the best version of Dragon's Lair. And I think I've pretty much figured out exactly which one it is. So let me know if you agree. Earlier this summer, Arcade 1UP finally released their long-awaited Dragon's Lair cabinet.
And there was much rejoicing.
But for nearly 2 years now, iiRcade has also allowed people to play Dragon's Lair on a home arcade cabinet.
and there was much rejoicing.
However, these are just the latest in a long line of consoles and other machines that have let people enjoy this game over the years. Even now, it can not only be played on Arcade 1-Up and iiRcade, but also
on DVD and Blu-ray, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch.
Phew! And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So, the debate rages. Which is the best platform to enjoy this game in all its glory? Well, after extensive research and hours upon hours of gameplay, I finally stumbled onto it. The definitive way to play Dragon's Lair. After this, there can be no more debate. Well, here it is, folks. The best way possible to play Dragon's Lair. Just look at those incredible graphics, straight out of 1984. Oh, I'm not just pushing the joystick in the right direction to make some animation play here. No, sir. I have complete control over Dirk's movement. Can't do that in the arcade. And just check this out. You want Dirk to swing across a measly couple of ropes? I say forget that. He's got 7 ropes to swing across multiple levels, all while fire rises up to get him. And do you remember this scene from the arcade? No, you don't, because you can only play it in this version, my friends. And then it's on to slay the dragon. And you want to know the best part? No audio sync issues. That's right. Everything sounds exactly as it should in sweet, sweet 8-bit sound. And just like that, the dragon is slain, and Dirk can claim his reward. Is there anything more satisfying? So there you have it, the ultimate version of Dragon's Lair. I think I've proven my point. Case closed.
And there was much rejoicing.
I think I've made my case. I mean, come on, there can be no more debate.
I don't know.
I agree. I'm in agreement. The Coleco Adam version of Dragon's Lair for an 8-bit system, that was phenomenal. It was. I agree.
Chat room, set the stage here. Was that the best version? That was a really good video, by the way. I thought that was.
Thank you.
that was right there. I was laughing. I watched it 3 times because I was laughing so hard. But what do you guys think? Do you think that was the best version? Should Arcade 1-Up have put that, or even iiRcade? Should they have put that on the arcade? Put that in the chat.
Everyone should go out and buy themselves a Coleco Adam right now.
What was Jayde?
Coleco Adam and a digital drive.
I said I think the audio sync was slightly off on that last version.
Oh, you know what? It might have been. It might have been like 0.2 of a second. So. All right.
I just realized you didn't put the ReadySoft version of Dragon's Lair from the Amiga on there. That was a darn good game too.
I'm sure it was.
ReadySoft was the one
he didn't even know about it. He did not even know about it.
Is that the one? That's the one that was released on like all those like Amiga CD32, right? Is what you're talking about?
No, it was actually released.
Age?
It was actually released on initially 6 floppy disks that took 10 years to load, and there was so much copy protection. You begged
back
Jesus
in
and the devil at the same time, it didn't crash.
Yeah,
but
they had the Atari ST version was like that. It was
that sucked.
It was pretty horrid.
Is this legit? That Paul Barnes in the chat room says this. The original was built back in 1965. I don't think there was any.
Not that I know about.
I would say early 70s, maybe.
Monty Python, maybe.
They're talking about Monty Python. Okay, my bad. My bad. I've caught.
Wikipedia fact.
It's hard because there's multiple conversations going all the time, so I'm trying to parse through it.
That was from Holy Grail.
Let's pull up Wagner. Glenn, he's got a comment here. He says this doesn't count, not retro, but Dragon's Lair for the TI 99/4A was released a few years ago, and it was pretty amazing.
Well, he's right. He's right. No. But it when you look at these, that's what I'm saying. I agree, and I know this was a joke, but I'm agreeing that the Atom was a great port. But the TI, actually before that, more amazing was Timex Eclair 1000. Look that machine up. It's basically it came with like 2K. When you pressed any keys, it erased the screen. It's the most basic of basic computers. and they actually got the Laserdisc version running on it. Of course, it was black and white, quarter screen, but the TI was the same thing. They actually got full motion video, and I think it was only 16 colors, though. But it was amazing. The sound, everything was amazing on it. But that's a modern port. But they're both worth looking at. But I will say that the Atom port we just saw, I know it was a joke, but for its day, that was probably the most advanced game you would have gotten back in 82, 83 in that Coleco.
But
so you tried to make a joke out of it, Bill, but I'm telling you, it was good.
Well, let me ask you, did that play the same way the Dragon's Lair plays today, where you had to hit the up, down, or could you free flow move him along the 3D?
No, it was the same type of thing where you had directions you would pick. There was limited, like some screens were limited. We could kind of control it, but it was still timed and still frustrating as hell.
So Jayde, that was more my speed.
That version of Dragon's Lair?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. If it was limited on movements, the current version of Dragon's Lair makes me so frustrated. I do better on Space Ace actually, but
okay, Glenn is the new host of the show now, Steven.
I'm just kidding. All right,
Dirk is where it's at.
So we have another segment here that we're going to do. Jayde's going to talk to us a little bit about the fail amongst failed games that have come out in the last 2 years. Well, actually last year. Can't play it on hardware unless it's the modern age one, even though it was made for older hardware. Check this out. There's a new update.
All right, so the big new update. Okay, if you guys are playing on a next-gen console already, you've probably been experiencing, the 60 FPS or, high-quality mode with ray tracing. However, if you have the only $300 Xbox Series S, it is now running with a 60 FPS update on the 1.6 update. So you have the option to go quality or performance. And the really cool thing is that initially, even when they had released the next gen patch, it was only running at 30 FPS, and everybody was like, come on, you guys can do a performance mode on it. And I'm going to show you a quick clip here of what it looks like. And this is quality and performance on the Series S. So let's go ahead and roll that, Stephen.
I don't have that clip. I only had the last clip that you sent me because you said that was the clip. But if you give me a second, I can pull it up on a different machine.
Okay. Well,
I apologize. I thought you just wanted that one clip. That was my bad.
It's all good. Well, he's doing that. Some of the new features that came with this update, you have 6 new firearms. You've got 5 new melee weapons, and then you've got Edge Runner, the new Edge Runner content. So if you guys play the game at all, you can build your characters a certain way, and it allows you to basically do different kinds of upgrades on your weapons or with net running and all these different things. So there's a lot of really tiny kind of new features that this update has that I think are really cool. I put about 400, well, actually it's closer to 500 hours in on this game, and I started playing it on PC, and after I spent about 230 hours on it, I moved over to console, and they started coming out with updates. So I've played it on my Xbox One X, I've played it on my PS5 and my Series S. And I have to say that if you have a Series S and you've been on the fence about it, now is a good time to get it. It is a really good update. It runs beautifully, whether it is quality or performance.
Yeah, you can talk over this because I'm curious.
Well, I'm just kind of watching because it looks, I don't know if it's just, it looks choppier, but I think
it is going to be choppier to you guys coming back because of the video,
yeah.
but on the stream it's really
okay, good.
Going. It's just a really quick clip.
Yeah, so you can see on both sides there, and I think that like visually, like the difference is it's fairly negligible. So you don't get ray tracing on the Series S version, but you do get ambient occlusion and a couple other visual effects that you won't get on like a 1X, for example. However, the 1X version does look good and does play in 4K, but it's noticeable if I'm going from my 1X to my Series S. It's definitely noticeable even in performance mode, like the visual quality is better. So it's a really fun game. I know that it has a bad rap and that, you know, it didn't have a good release, but it is a really unique, really fun game. And if you have a Series S with this new update, it's even better for you because now you have both modes, just like PS5 and Xbox Series X. So check it out. Take a look at it. It's really fun, especially if you're into like really techie, futuristic, open world games.
And there's a chat in here from Paul Barnes that says, each week should be a segment where Jayde hates on a game. So there you go.
Well, I'll have to work on that. I'm going to have to... I mean, I can definitely do that.
The colors on that for the 60 frames. Now, I know you guys probably didn't really see that because normally I would like to load it in the TriCaster, but that was my bad because she was doing some stuff with her daughter, and I was building the cabinet, and so I thought she just wanted that one video. But I could see the color on the 60 frames per second one was a lot more vibrant. The other one kind of looked a little washed out on the 30 frame.
I didn't really notice that, but I feel like when you switch modes in the actual game, it's like instantaneous. Like you switch it and you unpause the game and there you're going.
So let me pull this back up then here, because I could see it here on.
Well, it's a desert. You don't want vibrant. You want dusty.
I'm just saying. So like you can see. Hang on, there's a spot here.
But if you look at, I mean, if you're really looking at it on the left, you can see that like there's a little bit more motion blur, and there's in some light there the ambient occlusion looks a little bit more noticeable.
100%. Now I can get back to playing this game because I walked away from it because everybody was like, "Oh, no, don't play that game. That game's trash."
The Series S is such a good system, like for what it is, and for the price, for $300, you're not going to find another next-gen console like that. I mean, it's tiny. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's easy to keep cool. And I mean, you can still do ray tracing on it. You can still play next-gen games at 60 FPS. For $300, they're like one of the best deals you can find, hands down, for a home console that plays next-gen games.
Piskins Run says, on a game Glenn likes. He's referring to the game that you hate on. Should be a game that Glenn likes. That's the one you got to do. So Glenn,
that's gonna be a good argument.
Hey, listen. Last week we got accused of for Make or Break beating up on Atari. So I thought, okay, well now it's Nintendo's turn. We're gonna throw that out there. So I'm waiting for the comments to come in. Like,
pick an easier target. Take Sega.
Yeah, Doug would love that, right?
But I like Sega.
I like Sega too.
I'm just teasing. Not really teasing.
I think we should hate on this. I mean, I think this is.
How could you hate on that?
This is much better.
That. Look at those cute cheeks.
Everybody misses. Everybody misses.
I mean, the cheeks on his face.
The Glennycade, right?
Mm-hmm. That would have sold more if they called it that, and more than anything.
Yeah. Let's take a look at real quick here. There is
PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this up here. This week we had Bill. I know you were really excited about it. You did a video on it. You condensed it all down for us. The state of play for Sony. What was your takeaway from this? What were you most excited about?
The bookends.
Yeah,
and the first thing they in a Tekken looks amazing. Although, I mean, it's really tough to tell from this video, you know, what the game is. It felt like this was a mixture of like real play and cinema. So it's going to be interesting to see what this actually looks like and how this actually plays. This And the last thing they showed, which was God of War, although I said this in my video, and I have to say this again. And I think actually I was watching one of RGT85's videos, and he said kind of the same thing. The first thing they did when they came up and they said, "This is our last announcement," and they started showing clips of God of War, and it was a freaking God of War branded controller for the PS5.
Yes.
I'm like, you bastard.
Yes.
That better not be the only thing you're showing. And then it turned into like an actual trailer for God of War Ragnarok, which looks fantastic. That's a game I'm excited for. The last God of War was an amazing game, so I'm psyched for Ragnarok. But yeah, when they broke out that commercial for a controller, I was like, you bastards, that better not be the only thing you're showing with this game.
What about
the rest of it in the middle? Did nothing for me, to be quite honest with you.
You didn't like
Nothing
the
at all.
PlayStation VR 2? I was kind of curious about the VR 2.
You know what? I have the Star Wars game on my Oculus.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
This is also available on Oculus. This doesn't, I mean, this looks interesting, but doesn't really appeal to me personally. But I do, look, I would rather see more about the PSVR 2 itself. I don't think we've seen enough about the system or the headset, whatever you want to call it. I want to see more about that than just some random games coming out with it that are games that are already out there for other systems. You want to sell me on PSVR 2? Show me something I can't play on anything else.
What do you guys think? Jayde, you were kind of following this along too. What stood out to you? What was the must-have out of this, if anything?
I mean, I'm definitely excited for Tekken 8. I have a physical copy of, I think, every Tekken except for... No, I do have Tekken 7. So, I mean, and Tekken 1, 2, and 3 especially, and Tag, I really just played the living crap out of. And so I'm excited about Tekken 8. I'm interested to see like what they're doing with the story. And you know, there's a couple of little things in there, like the Resident Evil Village DLC, which is like not really limited to PlayStation, was it?
No.
But Spider-Man 2, I love the Spider-Man games. I really dug into Miles Morales.
Would have been nice if they'd have shown that. They didn't show that at all. So that would have been nice to see.
Yeah, and then what's that open world game that I can't remember the name of it
Hogwarts?
now, but there's
Hogwarts. There was
no.
Is it this one here with where they're driving the station wagon? Pacific Drive?
I didn't understand that one at all.
Yeah, I didn't either.
No.
Okay. I'm fast forwarding. Hang on.
I think it's like something like Ronin.
Oh, yes. The one from Team Ninja. That should be coming.
Yeah.
That should be coming up.
Rise of the Ronin, I think.
Yeah.
That looked really cool. And I really like open world games like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Mike,
this is it right here.
Oh, this is it? Okay. I had what I wasn't sure about is the two Japanese games that they brought out, and they were playing them with English subtitles. And I'm like, that's not going to sell very well. I'm hoping it is English with Japanese subtitles when they finally release it. But I can't see that selling very well here in the United States. Maybe the hardcore collector will buy it, but that's my only qualm and quarrel.
I'm a fan of watching things in Japanese or in the native language with subtitles, but
it's hard to play. It's hard to play because you're watching the subtitles while you're trying to play the game.
Well, yeah, but generally, like, you're only getting subtitles in, like, the cut screens.
Oh, well, yeah, true. Unless there's a lot of dialogue.
Like, while they're fighting?
Like, I kill you. No, I kill you first. Anyways, now I have killed you. Now I take your head off.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, it's funny how these games just kind of come in cycles because recently they released that game Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
Which did really well. And it seems like now we're getting all kinds of clones of that game.
That's the industry. They always do that.
Yeah, it's just... Exactly. It's like as soon as something is really popular like that, a million companies rush to make a game just like it, only better.
Well, let me stop us here for a second here. Look what it says here. Well, let me go back. right here. PlayStation's
2024.
console exclusive 2024.
Yeah, there were like 2 games I
Oh.
think that they said were exclusives.
This
and
is
one other
this
one.
is my biggest problem, at least even with this.
I didn't
Right?
even catch that.
All these games that we're looking at here are all 2024 or next year's games. I don't think there was
You know
one game.
what? You know what though? I was thinking about this. Like the amount of time it takes to develop a game. I mean, first of all, with games like this, it's like producing a movie. And the amount
I
of
get it.
time it takes to develop a game now and code and produce these games and work all the bugs out of them. I mean, it's insane, especially with the size and magnitude of them. And I was talking to somebody about this a while ago, and I was saying, man, like they need to start using like AI infrastructures to help like basically produce these games, because humans can't work fast enough to get these games released on time. And they're doing this where they're showing like, you know, a 2-year time span between these games. I mean,
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is a great example of it. Huge magnitude, very big game. And, you know, so many problems and so many last minute changes. And I know that they do have things like that, but I'm talking about like an actual, like an AI architect that can help produce
That'll be
these things
perfect.
quickly.
Have a game AI learn how to kill other AIs in the game. Because, we're people like we kill too, and they wipe us out. Jade, you got to think of these things.
I mean, I don't care what you say, Bill. Though
Possibly go wrong.
this controller's sick. I mean, like I would buy this controller. I mean, this is easily worth $200 or $180, right?
And
Really?
I wasn't.
I'm
talking
being
about
facetious.
A sentient AI, you crazies.
All right, what
Like,
about?
let's
It
make
only
a
took one
sentient
programmer
AI.
to do Dragon's Lair on that atom.
Yeah.
Just saying, there's one guy.
All right,
So we need a sentient AI to develop violent games.
what about this? The Nintendo Direct. Nintendo had a big Direct this week. I'm just going to kind of skim through this here a little bit. We were all expecting a few new Zelda games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the remakes.
Yep.
And it's not what we got. We didn't get it.
Nope.
And I was a bit disappointed about that. We got a bunch of other remake games, but like
Wait,
here,
what about sequel to Breath of the Wild?
I still haven't gotten through the first one. It's just overly obnoxious. Fire Emblem Engage, but look when it's coming out, January 20th, 2023.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No, that's not too bad. A few other games here. Let me go through
They
here.
They were really
Expansion
leaning
packs.
on older franchises, it felt.
Xenoblade Chronicles was another one. It's like, how many times? That's October 30th. SpongeBob. Everybody wants SpongeBob. Even you, Glenn. I know. I saw you get all excited when SpongeBob came out.
Yeah, I'm all into Squidward and Plankton, so why not?
And they really need to come out with some new hardware. Like if their idea is that they're going to start streaming games that require more power, like that's not.
What about 3 games back to back that are like Farmville? Like I was like, what?
I don't get it.
Like
What
my
is-
wife will play this. My wife will love
What
these
is so
games.
exciting about Farm Simulator? There's like a
What are you
ton of
trying to
these
say,
farm
Stephen?
simulation games. I don't get it. When I'm playing an RPG, I don't want to farm in it. I want to kill stuff. I don't get it.
My daughter will play this. My
Come
wife
on,
will
Animal
play.
Crossing is fun.
Yes, they play Animal Crossing. They play. What's the other one? There's
Yes,
another.
and it's fun.
There's another one that's I can't think
Harvest
of
Moon?
Harvest Moon. Yes, they play Harvest Moon, and I don't understand this. Like, I didn't understand Farmville. Never played Farmville.
Well, then
Because
they
you have
definitely should
tasks
play
to
E.T. on the
accomplish.
Game Boy Advance. Those dudes planting and picking up tomatoes the whole game.
Like literally, like Splatoon 3. That's on my to buy list. I want to get this. This looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's out right now, but I still wanted to get it. But here's another farming
More
one.
farming. Yeah. There was too many.
And Mario Rabbids, I have a bunch of Mario Rabbids games. I am not a fan of Mario Rabbids. I think I know it's a strategy game, but
I fell off of playing the first one. I was playing the first one. I kind of
Yeah.
fell off on it.
it's a
Yeah.
really hard game to get into.
I got it for Target was having a sale for a while where it was like $14 or something.
Yeah.
And so I ended up picking it
That's
up.
that's when I did
fun,
it. It was like
but-
$10 or something on
Yeah,
Amazon
it was
around
something
Christmas.
ridiculous.
Mario Kart, they brought out some new
This was for me. This was the most exciting thing.
the GoldenEye.
The N64 games and the fact that they're bringing GoldenEye.
Yeah, but you know what Xbox went and did? Xbox says, okay, you're bringing GoldenEye out, but we're going to drop one that's even better on the Xbox, and it's going to be an exclusive. So there you go, Nintendo.
See, now that's the weird thing with this. I knew that they were working on a remake for GoldenEye, which made me think we weren't going to get it as part of the Nintendo Switch Online. Because if they're going to sell a remake, why would they give you the original on a system? So I was very pleasantly surprised to see that that was going to
But do you notice they dropped it the same day?
Of course they did.
To promote it.
Oh, no, I know.
It's marketing. It's marketing.
No, I know. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was pretty
But
good.
the fact that GoldenEye on the Switch is going to have online play, come on. People are going to eat that up.
Mario Strikers, I was like, ho hum. It's like, okay, you're giving a second free update that you already promised when it first came out. It's like, okay, this is coming, but you promised this if people bought it. It's like, oh, we're sorry, COVID, we couldn't get everything out we wanted to, but don't worry, we're going to give you a free update. That was back in, I think, August.
Hashtag it's COVID.
Yeah, and now they're pushing it out to, I think, November, I think it is, November or December, that the update's going to come. And I'm just like, think about the people that paid. Okay, second update's this month, but there's other ones that were dropping. I'm just like, come on.
Now they're going to just keep dropping stuff for that.
The Mario Kart stuff, I mean, I'm a Mario Kart fan. I actually bought the cars to do the in the room, but they're just milking you on this, $8 every, or buy the monthly thing or whatever.
I have the full.
I have the sports, and now they're bringing out more stuff that should have been out when it first came out. It's like, wow, we're finally getting golf.
But they pushed this out the holiday. This was supposed to be like fall.
Yep, it was supposed to be here already, but it's a free update though. So you shouldn't get mad. Pikmin, I like Pikmin.
I love Pikmin.
I'm excited for this one.
I love.
Yeah, but Pikmin Bloom. I mean, they spent way too much time on this stupid mobile game. Pikmin 4, I get it. People are excited about it,
but let's get to the showstopper here. I think it's down away. Village Resident Evil. I have that for
let's
PS5.
stop
That's
here
good.
for a minute. I'm curious what people think about these cloud games on Switch. I haven't tried one yet. My guess is it's probably hit or miss based on your setup.
For a game like Resident Evil on a Switch that's not running at 60 frames per second, it's going to be pure trash. If it's like a Mario Brothers game, like honestly, I play Resident Evil Village on my PS5, and it's phenomenal. Like it moves super fast, but I don't know on a Switch.
Yeah, and it's a cloud version, so you're streaming it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like what's that thing, Stadia?
Stadia.
I played Cyberpunk on Stadia, and I was like, okay, I mean, like, it's not terrible, but, like, it wasn't a smooth experience. Like, it would break up, or you would lose quality in the stream. And, there's going to be, like, drops, like data drops and stuff like that. So it's just, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I feel like they're starting to slowly fall back on this, Nintendo is, because they haven't done anything with their hardware in so long.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but don't say that.
If they would just release a Pro, you could get it native.
Listen, I just bought an OLED about 4 months ago. Let's not push for new hardware.
Well, they're still running like what they're running, like the Tegra chipset. I mean, that is like something that was in like Chinese tablets a decade ago.
Exactly.
What did you guys think of the Kirby's Dream? Let me go back to that here.
It's a remake.
No, I know, but what did you think about them re-releasing it for February 2023? For a remake? It's like, why couldn't you get it out in holiday?
I'm really excited.
All right, so here's the show. Here's the creme de la creme, the showstopper. The crowd went wild. We had a title. We thought we were going to get some gameplay,
which we didn't.
Glenn, this is Zelda. Okay, this is Link.
Heard of it?
Okay, This is based off the original. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, okay. This is an open world. At least we think so.
It has to.
Console
Best
fanboy.
version was on the CDI. You can't beat that.
Console fanboy. How can you say no more Kirby? Kirby's awesome. I have to admit though, it looks good.
Yeah.
In the little bit that they show us.
Look, I loved Breath of the Wild. I thought Breath of the Wild was a fantastic game. I played hours of that game. Loved it.
That's
so
just
I'm
it. You play hours.
I'm excited for this, but I want to know more about it. A 30-second clip, and all we really get is the real name of it.
Yes.
At this point, look, and we got a release date that we know it's coming out in May. But give us more. My honest guess is they're going to do it at some point, probably when it gets closer to release, they'll do a direct that's dedicated to this game.
5/12/23. Like, why?
I think that, I mean, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. I mean, I don't really doubt that, you know, it's not gonna be successful, especially for Zelda fans. But, you know, it's just another one of those showcase things where they kind of like let the audience down. And I feel like, you know, we're at a point in gaming where when they're doing all this stuff and they're like, oh, you know, going to be released in a half a year from now or a year from now or a year and a half from now, it's like, you know, don't even show me. Like, I
That's
don't
what
even,
I'm saying. Like, why did you even...
Well, they've been talking about this game since last year.
Yeah, but they've also been talking about the Twilight Princess and all that was going to come out for the last 2 years since the Switch was announced.
Well,
they should have done it at the 35th.
Has Nintendo been talking about that? Or
No.
have all these leakers.
It's been all the YouTubers, but in fairness, though, the leakers of the Switch, of Switch games and Switch stuff, the guys that cover this, they have honestly been right most of the time. Like, they were right with Mario 35th. Like, we really were supposed to get Zelda 35th, and I'm really surprised. Console fanboy goes, Steven, do you think new Switch hardware will come for this new Zelda in May? I don't think so.
No.
I'd say maybe holiday, if they do anything, and I'm thinking they're not going to because of the OLED is doing so well.
Yeah, it's popular anyway, and the games that they write don't really require that kind of horsepower, so there's no reason for them to do that.
I'm thinking we still got probably 3 years or 4 years left in the life cycle.
I mean, again, Nintendo is like, you know, their devs and their hardware and software, it's all like very succinct, and it's like, you know, iPhone and iOS. It's super optimized. Like, if you actually look at like the hardware that are in those phones, as far as like the CPU and the memory, I mean, it's about half of what, you know, a new and very powerful Android has, but it runs a lot better because of the way that they develop the software, and that it's just tuned to that is the only platform that it runs on. And Nintendo is kind of similar in that way, to where they will max out, they will push their hardware to the max with their software because that's the only thing that they develop on. And there's not a lot of, so their Nintendo exclusives, you know, there's not a lot of, there's not going to be any crossplay or ports to any other consoles, in other words.
Console fanboy goes, new hardware came with Breath of the Wild. He goes, new hardware will come for this Zelda. You'll see. But you got to remember, Console fanboy, it was a launch title. It came out with the Switch. Mm-hmm. Like, they did the bundle, because I remember getting my son the
Well, it was
Zelda
also
bundle.
originally developed for the Wii U.
Correct.
But the Wii U just tanked so bad that when they went to the Switch, they knew they had a killer game here. They had to port it over.
And I have I have Breath of the Wild for the Wii U. So
it's a good system, though.
Yeah, no, I still
it's
like
coming to its own now after it's dead.
It's worth a lot of money now because it's dead. That's how it
Jaguar's worth more.
And TurboGrafx 16, they're all top runners. But I think the Jaguar, I'm just going to throw this out there to everybody. If you're a collector of systems and you don't have a Jaguar, get it now. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up in value out of all the systems. Of all the systems, like, I watch it on my price charting, and every week it goes up by $5 to $10 on value. I mean, it'll fluctuate, but for the most part, like when I bought it, I got the set for $500. It's worth over $1,000 now.
Well, the
same
CDs are going for it's $1,300, $1,400
Yep.
now.
Mine still works. My toilet still works.
Yeah. So if you're a collector, these are the types of things you want to get. But I think overall, I think there were. It was. Can we all agree it was both events? I know I hyped it up with the thumbnail here, so I did a little clickbaity thing, but I think all the announcements this week from Nintendo and Sony were kind of ho hum. I didn't think they were like earth shattering or revolutionary. Would we all agree on that?
No,
yeah, they were mid.
Yeah,
yeah,
they were a ho hum.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to see what happens this weekend with Tokyo Game Show. We've already had some announcements for Xbox and from Capcom, but even those just kind of felt like more of the same. So we'll see.
Yep, I agree. But on that note, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. We've been here for an hour and a half. It was a little bit longer show. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube.com.
She wishes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jayde Shelion, YouTube.com/Shelion Gaming. Get over there and subscribe. And aren't you doing a live again later on tonight?
Me?
Yeah, or are you just releasing a video tonight?
Oh God, no, neither of those.
Oh,
I released the iiRcade video.
Oh, that's right.
Was yesterday.
Okay.
So that's my latest thing. I don't think I'll have anything until the end of next week, possibly the week after.
All right. So guys, you can check it out, and maybe she'll do a trash video game next week. We'll see. Meatball Saucy says, ho hum. Also, check out Wow Bill. You can go to Bill's Retro Gaming Show on YouTube. Check it out. Really appreciate all the work you guys have been putting in to the show. And then we have this guy. In his contract, we have Mr. Glen Planamento. We look forward to seeing and hearing more about your partnership with iiRcade on some of the new stuff that's coming. It's kind of exciting to see what you're going to be bringing to the table for those that are hardcore iiRcade diehards.
And
Glenn
everyone
said
else.
that-
Don't leave
wait.
everyone else out.
Glenn, did you mention your new? Because I don't remember you showing it, but on his new GRS control deck, there's going to be a flexible liquor straw, so you just have to, so you can make sure to stay drinking while you're playing iiRcade.
Yeah, but it does come with 2 flavors of margarita mix. You can go strawberry or classic.
Extendable stripper pole, not included.
YouTube.com/GPlanamento. You'll see him there. He'll be dancing the night away as this is the way we exit the show. Make sure you guys also check out his Build-A-Cade.
Yeah, the pre-orders are still open, and we're still shooting for November, pre-Christmas. So great Christmas gift. Fantastic Christmas gift.
Really quick. I saw that with all of the help we've been all pushing, it looks like Retro Gaming Magazine has made it.
It has. Actually, they beat their $30,000 goal. So congrats to them. You got everything plus a little bit more, which is fantastic for Old School Gamer Magazine. And I know they're excited, and they're going to start working on, some of the projects they wanted to work on. I still have no idea what I'm going to write for them. Maybe grumpy gamer article. I don't know. I'll figure something out.
So thank you to you all in the community that helped make that happen, and keep retro alive in a magazine form for Old School Gamer Magazine for the old guys like this guy. Are you doing your show tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time?
Not 100% sure. Maybe.
Okay. Well, so ladies and gentlemen of the Old Guy Show, normally he will be live at 8 p.m. on a Friday, him and Steve. Yep. But since he doesn't keep track of his schedule, I have to keep track of it.
Yeah, I don't.
So it's a good thing I'm here. So make sure you guys check that out. If he does go live, you can find it on social media. Guys, I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. Hit the like button. Really appreciate it. And we will see you next week for more of Game Time.